If you were to ask me if I wanted to see Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot in a film together, my response would be haters gonna hate, taters gonna tate. I don't even know what I just said, but why would you ask me such a crazy question? Of course I'm gonna want to see this 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional, and this is Dave from Nerdbox, and I'm accompanied by my wife Jenn, also from Nerdbox. And on this episode, we are talking about Red Notice, which is in the theaters, and it is on Netflix, and you need to go see it, maybe. I don't know. You'll have to watch and find out. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
FBI profiler John Hartley gets caught in between the rivalry of the two biggest art thieves in the world, Nolan Booth and the Bishop, who are both seeking to steal 3 golden eggs that were gifted to Cleopatra by Mark Antony and have gone missing. After John Hartley manages to catch Nolan stealing the first egg, he is soon set up for being his accomplice in the attempted theft and has to partner with Nolan to clear his name and catch the Bishop in the process.
Now, before we jump into it, are you tired of Ryan Reynolds or Dwayne Johnson? Let us know by putting that in the comments. Are you expecting maybe another Bodyguard type of film? Or Hobbs and Shaw type of film? I don't know. Let us know what you think. And if you've seen it, what's your review on it? This was a fun one.
Yeah, it was. It was a fun one. I'm glad that we saw it in the theater, just so everyone knows it is a Netflix movie. It does not drop until this Friday, though. But the theaters, of course, got it a little early. And I'm glad that we went to see it in the theater and didn't just watch it on Netflix.
This may be the first sold-out theater that we were in.
Yes.
Except for the front 2 rows.
Yeah, because no one wants to sit there.
Why would you? I've done that once or twice, and it's like,
yeah, it's a little better with the Cinemark because the seats recline, so you're kind of like laying down, but still not a fantastic viewing choice.
Yeah, well, Red Notice essentially has everything that you would expect it to have. It has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, it has Ryan Reynolds delivering their usual shtick. And this is something that, even if you're a wrestling fan, this is something that you want to hear back and forth between the two of them, that witty banter.
Yeah.
And we saw it, I think, at Hobbs and Shaw a little bit.
Yeah.
That chemistry just kind of blew up on screen, and is like, it was only a matter of time before you saw them together.
I agree. When I saw them in Hobbs and Shaw, it was very short. I mean, they weren't in more than a couple of scenes together. There was like the phone scene. But all I kept thinking was they need to do a movie together, just them, because I think that they would be awesome together, the way that they bounce off each other and, they're kind of like dry humor. It just works.
Yeah, it was, I think, everything that you would expect from them, too. Sometimes that's tiring, but it wasn't here.
No.
Language was kept to a minimum as well.
There was one F-bomb, so we're still at a PG-13 rating. There was no nudity or anything like that. And like I said, just the one F-bomb. There was the one where Ryan Reynolds was going to slip it in there and then he got hit. And so he didn't say it. So there was one F-bomb.
The opening sequence basically is an action sequence that doesn't go the way that I thought it would go, which is nice. It's pretty cool to see that. My only gripe in this film would have been the camera work in the beginning scenes where they were like all over the place as, Ryan Reynolds was running around. I think that's maybe just to cover up some of the action sequences in there and how that was done, just not to make it look totally fake. So it reminded me of Born Identity. The fight scene in that movie where the camera angle was all over the place just to cover up some of those stunts. Yeah. And that was done in this film too.
Yeah.
It was only done once, so I'm glad it didn't happen throughout the entire film. Acting was very good. For me, even having figured this out very quickly in the movie, kind of knew everything that was going on very quickly, it was still entertaining. It didn't take away from it.
Yeah. And I kind of had a feeling of where it was going to. And when he said it to me, I was like, yeah. But it still kept my attention. It was super entertaining. I laughed a lot. The whole theater did. I mean, everyone was kind of cracking up the whole time.
Oh my God, people laughing and yelling out at the screen. Ugh.
Yeah.
At least everybody was doing it, so I guess it kind of
Yeah, it
covered
was.
it up.
Yeah, it was okay, I guess, because everyone was doing it. Everyone was kind of like yelling things out and laughing. But that's how you know that they were having a good time. So, which was good.
Yeah, all three of them had great chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
So it is an art thief movie, so a little bit like National Treasure, with some elements of Indiana Jones thrown in there.
Yeah.
That was fun to see. So some recycled things from other
Yeah.
movies
Yeah.
done in respect to those movies, and I
Yeah.
think you can actually pick it out. Even you said certain music
Yeah.
aspects in that.
Yeah, I picked up on the Pink Panther. I
Uh-huh.
kept listening to it, and I was like, "This sounds so familiar." Now, of course, I haven't seen anything since the Pink Panther movies. That was years ago. Before that, I watched the cartoon as a kid, so it took me a minute. But then I was like, "Where is this?" And I was like, "Oh, Pink Panther." So yeah, and they played that a couple times in the movie.
You have a little bit of the Pink Panther homage in it. You have some of National Treasure. You have Indiana Jones. So you take a little bit of those things, throw it in with these characters, and it's a good movie. It's nothing new to the scene. It doesn't raise the bar, doesn't move the genre forward. It's just a sit down, have some popcorn, have a drink, and watch the movie.
Yeah, I think it's just a good movie to just sit down and laugh and not have to think for a couple of hours and just enjoy yourself. I mean, like he said, it's nothing that's going to raise the bar, it doesn't like blow anything out of the water. It's just a feel good movie. You just sit down and you laugh.
Yeah, and there's been some doozies that have been out there lately, so this makes up for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what would you rate this film?
So I am going to rate this an A+.
An A+.
Yeah, because I would absolutely watch it again.
Okay, I would watch it again, but I'm not giving it an A+. I'm going with a B.
Okay, good for you.
And the reason why I'm going with a B is, like I said, doesn't push the genre forward any more than it has been. It's just a funny movie. Could possibly be getting forgotten in years' time, but it is better than The Hitman's Bodyguard. Both of them combined.
Well, I like The Hitman's Bodyguard. I didn't like The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife, which is just a horrible title in the first place. It's a tongue twister. Didn't care for that movie at all. I did like Hitman's Bodyguard. I would watch that again. This movie, I mean, I don't need it to be like, I don't need it to like blow anything out of the water. I don't need it to like, you know, make up for anything. It is what it is. It was just a funny, feel good movie. So that's why I give it an A+.
Seems like this movie is set up for a sequel.
Yeah.
And the one thing that pisses me off about this movie was there was no blooper reel.
Yeah, there should have been.
The credits should have been.
Yeah. I think after credits type thing should have been like a blooper reel because absolutely, I'm sure there was a ton of bloopers.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet. I wonder if Kevin Hart's going to show up in the next one.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to be their third man, right?
Yeah.
Guess we'll see. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and share.
Yes, please share our video. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. It's Christmas time. Make this a present. It's a cheesy present, I know, but it's a YouTube video. It's Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And Gal Gadot. There'll be pictures of them there. So if people like stuff to look at, then they'll get to look at all three of them. Until the next,
See ya.